Many of our welders often encounter issues with uneven edges and inconsistent weld patterns when welding the support legs. In this video, we'll share some welding techniques for support legs with beginners. First, when welding the support legs, pay close attention to the 90-degree angle at the base. This angle is prone to incomplete fusion. The welding technique is crucial here. If you use a reverse crescent or polyester type oscillation, you'll find a large hook in the middle, indicating poor fusion. Therefore, for the first weld, you must use a reverse micro-bead welding technique or a triangular weld. The difference between these two techniques lies in the size of the weld pattern. The triangular welding technique produces a smoother, fuller weld and a larger, more three-dimensional fishscale pattern. It's slightly rougher and more three-dimensional than other techniques. We recommend using the triangular technique to achieve perfect weld lines. Going to do the work is definitely the first step. That's the first key point. The second key point is the selection of the current. When we are welding the vertical legs, the current should be around 150 to 170. Everyone must remember not to use 130 to 140 to prevent sagging. Otherwise your molten pool will not melt properly. The molten iron will be too thin, and it will not be easy to form a full shape. So, for the current bar, 160 to 170, and the voltage, it should be around 17 to 18. If you feel that your welding sound is weak and excessive during the welding process, it means that your voltage is not properly matched. When you hear a puff 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 sound, and you see a small ball at the front, everyone must pay attention and you must reduce your voltage slightly. This will make the weld seem smoother. Next, we will talk about a few key points of the triangle step. This triangle has 3 points: the first point, the second point, and the third point. Everyone must remember these 3 points and pause at each one. We must pay close attention to the 3 points of contact. For the first point, the contact time should be longer. For the second and third points, the contact time should be slightly shorter. Let me give you a standard contact time: 1.5 seconds and 1 second on the left, and 1 second on the right. Why are the contact times different for the 3 points? Because if you shorten the contact time in the middle, you'll find that the center of the weld is concave and not full, because the clamping position in the middle is relatively deep. Therefore, we must appropriately lengthen the contact time in the Next, regarding the welding torch angle and welding force, please remember this, especially when welding down to the root edge. Do not press the welding torch angle too much downward. Often, to stop the welding from sagging, I forcefully lowered the angle, pressing it down to 45 degrees. You'll find that after you finish welding, a large bulge will form in the middle, getting thicker and more severe as you continue welding. The optimal angle is 90 degrees, with slight adjustments up and 80 to 90 degrees is the optimal angle. At this point, everyone must remember not to ignore the angle of your welding. If your welding wire is slightly curved, you must use the angle of the welding wire to replace the angle of the welding. Never set the gun to 90 degrees and blow the wire downward. See this wire? That's wrong. You must pay attention to the angle of your welding wire. Now, let's demonstrate a high-definition recording to see our standard welding technique. Okay, the welding machine is finished. Let's look at the final weld. Those who have learned, please like and follow. Up.